health service for their care. They're completely remote. I think it's bizarre that anyone should think that this is something to celebrate, quite frankly. Absolutely. I think it's more fundamental than that, you know. I think our Prime Minister has said, you know, we're all in this together. The greatest weight must fall on the broadest shoulders. Now, where's the gesture from the Queen to show that she understands the plight of her subjects, that we are all in it together? There's nothing. She doesn't pay the same taxes as the rest of us, and quite frankly, she shows no sign of actually, you know, offering to pay a little bit more tax, you know, in order to show that we are all in it together. No, she's not remotely accountable. I mean, where's the evidence for that? She has a weekly briefing from the Prime Minister. We don't know what's said in those briefings. She also has an advisory council, a privy council that she meets with regularly. We don't know what's said in those meetings. There's no way of holding the Queen together. The way you hold people to account is by having an election.
I'm Andrew Child, I'm the Director and Spokesman for the campaign group Republic. I want to pay tribute to everyone who's protesting today. You know, it's not always an easy thing to do. It's quite a brave thing to do actually, because a lot of people have been saying, you don't have the right to protest. What do you think about that? They've been saying we're party poopers. But we're not. What we're doing is standing up for democracy. And people have been booing the word democracy. Can you believe it? What you're doing here is standing up for democracy. You're making history, and this will be a day you can look back on with a great deal of pride. You know what I have to say to you is this. We would never freely choose this system we have now. We have a head of state who is the most privileged woman in the country. She has done nothing to show that we are all in this together, as David Cameron says, that the greatest weight falls on the broadest shoulders. The Queen is a woman who pays hardly any tax. She doesn't pay the same tax as ordinary citizens. She could show that she understands the plight of her subjects by paying more tax. And she could give back the duchies as well, which did not belong to her or her son Charles. Now, you know that monarchists agree that this system we have is imperfect, believe it or not. But they say, well, they're here now, so we kind of have to muddle along. You've all heard that phrase, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Well, it is broke. So let's fix it. Starting here, starting now. Thank you very much.
Talking about money, the monarchy and money. Well, today, it's probably not gone beyond your notice that we're in a recession, and that there are a lot of people in the country who are out of jobs, and the fear of losing their homes. All our essential services are being cut back, and yet today, this extravaganza is costing, whichever paper you listen to, anything like £1.3 billion. Not going back into the essential services, and that money could have been spent keeping people in jobs.
Make monarchy history. Elect our head of state. 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 Thank you. We'll be back in a moment.
Now, I'm a youth participation worker. That means that basically I can't tell you where I work, but what I do is I teach young people about democracy and how to make a voice and how to be active. Now, what I always tell these young people is that as long as they remember that they are a citizen of this country and that they have a voice and they realise that they can make a difference and they can make a change, that nothing else matters. But I'm a liar when I tell them that, because they're not citizens, they're subjects. And I should never ever tell them that they're citizens. I should tell them that you need to fight for the right to be a citizen, because you do not have that right in this country. The monarchy represents in this country something that I think is very, very disgusting. It represents the class system in which we base this country on. It's only in this country where you will know whether you have a job based on the sound of your voice and where you were born.
Hello! It's absolutely amazing to see you all. I've just come from inside where we've got about 300 people, but out here it's absolutely amazing. It's so good to see you all, and thank you for sticking with us despite not being able to get in. You're putting on a terrific show out here. It's absolutely wonderful. And when we saw the pictures coming back from out here inside, there was a big cheer because everyone was so glad to know you were all here on the outside. So thank you very much for that. This has been an amazing day. We've really put on such an amazing display of republicanism. We're here with our placards, our chanting, our speeches. We're being peaceful for the most part, and it's wonderful to see. You're doing us all proud. This is a historic moment for republicanism. Thank you for putting us on the map, and we will continue to go from strength to strength from here. Thank you all very much.
My name is Graham Smith and I run the Republican movement. We've got another protest, as you know, down there, but they're not letting people in. But this protest is bigger, louder and prouder than the other one. I have to say this is quite a big day for the Republican movement, and I'm absolutely proud to be part of something that is so exciting, that it has such good principles behind it, and which is going to succeed. We're here, of course, because of principle, because of democracy and democratic rights, democratic freedom, the equality of citizenship. Those are things that matter, not hereditary principle, not kings and queens, not money being wasted on palaces when it can be spent on our health service.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Andrew, for the introduction. I'm Simon. I work for Ecclesia, left-wing Christian think tank. I want to tell you what Jubilee really means. Whatever your faith or views on faith, if you look at the Bible, you'll find that Jubilee, the original meaning of Jubilee, has nothing to do with what is going on today. Jubilee, as described in the Bible, was a time of economic justice. It was a time when every 50th year, all debts would be cancelled, slaves would be freed, and the economy would be rebalanced to stop too many people having too much. What an insult to call this thing a Jubilee! We need a real Jubilee. We need debts cancelled. We need freedom from the enslavement of capitalism. We need a rebalancing of the economy more than we ever needed it before. So what I say is, let's have a Jubilee. In the real meaning of the word, a time of justice and peace and liberty and shalom, not a festival of obscene wealth in the midst of austerity. Thanks very much.